Hi, I'm Amity Kramer, and I want to tell you a few ideas and concepts that I've thought about for a long time, but they have been resurfacing in my mind because I'm reading this great book by Dr. Sara Wickham called In Your Own Time. And Sara Wickham is a midwife in the UK and has a lot of information around labor induction and why it's beneficial to wait and how that might be useful for folks to think about the benefits of waiting. And this is not to say that labor induction is not beneficial, but Dr. Wickham is suggesting that it be used as needed when there is a medical need for labor induction. So, one of the things that they talk about is that most research that's done on birth is done on birthing people that are in the hospital. And for those of you that maybe haven't been to a birth at home or a birth at the hospital, maybe you haven't been to any births, it's a huge difference what birth looks like in those different settings, right? A home birth, someone is in their own environment with their own creature comforts around them. At a hospital, there is a lot of beeping. It's a new environment. It's not as comfortable. And it's not so much that hospitals aren't comfortable. I've been to some very nice hospitals. It's that they don't have muscle memory of the space around them. They don't know where to get ice cubes. They don't know where to get their food. And so there's a lot of newness that comes with birthing in the hospital. And we know that childbirth happens best when someone is feeling very, very comfortable and confident and supported by their surroundings. So this is a concept I haven't actually thought about before. Most of the research is done on people birthing in the hospital, this environment where there are people coming in and out, beep, 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 beeping happening a lot. And it's just a brand new environment for folks. And they may not have the same level of comfort as folks that are birthing at home. So I thought this was a really interesting thing to think about. Really, all research we hear about in this field. The next piece that is not new to me, but a good reminder: due dates are not always accurate. So when it comes to induction, does a person know that their due date is accurate? And one of the only ways to know is actually knowing the date of conception. And so that's something just to consider. Is your due date a known solid thing, or might your due date be off by a few days or even more? There are countless number of clients that I've had who, they'll be my birth client. I have them kind of set on my calendar for a certain time, and I'll get a phone call. Bring, bring, bring. Hi, Amity. Yeah, I went to my provider today, and they moved my due date 3 days to the right or 3 days to the left on the calendar. And to me, it doesn't make that much difference because I know that babies come when they're ready, and the due dates, it's a wide range, but it's common for providers to adjust the due date here or there by a couple of days. And so due dates are not always accurate. And so basing an induction off a specific day, may or may not be good for the baby. And so the risk here is that babies might be born too early. And there are some studies documented in this book that show that babies that are born too early have some difficulties. They have some difficulties when they come out. And I think that's a good, important thing to balance with the benefits, the possible benefits of an induction. There are some downsides. If a baby is born too early, they can have trouble sucking. They may not be ready to nurse. They may not be ready. Their lungs may not be fully developed. There's a number of things that can be problematic. So that's something good to be aware of. And the last thing was, there is so much we do not know about childbirth. We just don't have that much information. How does labor start? Why does labor start? There is this movement that happens in someone's body. Hormones between the baby and the placenta and the brain, right? There's all these different things that are happening, and it is still a mystery. So there are benefits to being in the womb. And it's true that babies that are in the womb too long, there is problems there. Babies that are coming out too early, there's problems. There's this wide range of when babies are a-okay coming out. And so is it right to push babies to come out before they're ready? And that's what this book really dives into. So again, the book is called In Your Own Time by Dr. Sara Wickham. I suggest you read it. I got mine on Kindle. It's very handy to just have it on my phone. I can look it up and access it when I have a few minutes. So hope you enjoyed this information.